Why didn't I get the Canon Powershot V1? Because of this little camera right here. Let's break it down. A 1.4-inch CMOS sensor, 22.3 effective megapixels versus a 1/1/3 inch CMOS and approximately 40 megapixels on the DJI Action 5. On the V1, you're getting a 16 to 50 millimeter f2.8 to 4.5 equivalent zoom versus a 155 degree f2.8 aperture over here, which means the Canon obviously wins having the ability to zoom and adjust your aperture, while the Action 5 is a fixed lens and aperture with a digital zoom feature. 4K at 60 frames a second, which is going to be cropped on the V1. 4K at 30 frames, you get full HD 180 at 120 frames per second versus 4K up to 120 frames per second and 1080 up to 240 frames per second for super slow motion on the DJI Action 5. Both have 4K time-lapse features, while the DJI also has hyperlapse, which is sort of like a stabilized, sped up time-lapse video. While the Powershot V1 will give you the ability to shoot in low light using the 2.8 aperture at 24 or 30 frames per second with a higher ISO to get better shots in low light situations, the Action 5 has a super night mode that allows it to shoot in very dark scenes as well, like riding your bike through the woods at night, kind of dark. For color and editing your footage, the V1 gives you the ability to shoot in Canon Log 3, which gives you a lot of flexibility when editing and coloring to your own specific style with that 10-bit color depth versus the Action 5 Pro, which you might have thought wouldn't be as good, but it too can shoot in D-Log M 10-bit, which is great for getting a similar color depth as if you were shooting on a pro mirrorless camera. More room for editing to your own specific style. If you want to check out more comparisons of this versus my full frame mirrorless camera, you can check it out in this video up here. Another thing that is interesting to the V1 is that it has a built-in adjustable ND filter, but you'll have to get some NDs for the Action 5 Pro, which I made a video on. You can check it out. I'll link it up here of why you'll want to get NDs for your camera, so be sure to check that video out. Stabilization. The V1 offers optical lens IS, movie digital IS functions, and subject tracking IS. So your lens will have stabilization, plus you'll have a sort of digital stabilization, and it also has a subject tracking feature which will do some sort of crop stabilization. Versus the Action 5, which actually has a better stabilization in my opinion, since it's meant for action type shooting, Rocksteady 3.0 as well as horizon balancing, so whichever way you're holding your camera, it's going to keep your footage level. Even if you're filming at a slight angle, it's going to keep the footage level. Both have the option to view the screen while you're filming, whether you're in front of the camera or behind the camera. The V1 has a flip out screen, while the DJI Action 5 has a front OLED screen as well as on the back with full functionality to be able to adjust settings on either of the screens. The V1 just has a flip out screen which you'll use to set your settings. There are YouTube reviews all over, you can watch on both of these different cameras, but why get the V1? In my case, already owning the DJI Action 5, the Action 5 has better mics and connectivity if you want to use the DJI Mic 2 with this camera, or the Mic Mini. It's smaller, it's simpler to use, and while it doesn't have a real zoom, you can crop in your footage if you're shooting in 4K, or use the zoom feature and it's going to give you a little bit of a digital crop, but you can get in a little bit tighter. It's fully waterproof, which means I can use this underwater fully submerged and it will still be recording fine. You can use it in rain, go diving with it, whatever. Focus. Now, the Action 5 doesn't have a way to focus in the scene. It has a nice sharp image and it won't have really any background separation or bokeh blur, while the V1 does have some background blur with its 2.8 to 4.5 aperture lens. The DJI claims a 2.8 aperture, but you're not going to see very much depth in the image. Also, the battery life, from what I've seen, is not very good on the V1, so if you do get one, you'll need to grab a couple extras to have with you. While this Action 5 Pro can last me up to 4 hours on one battery. So make that make sense. The V1's battery is a 1040 milliamp hour 7.2 watt, and the Action 5 battery is a 1950 milliamp hour 7.5 watt. 900 more milliamps, but I get it, it's not operating a lens too. So I hope this video helps you decide if you were looking at getting either of these cameras. And did I mention the price yet? The Action 5 is about half the price from that $900 to $1,000 range you're going to be putting down for the Canon V1. So I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Be sure to subscribe. Oh, and another thing, you'll find the stabilization on the Action 5 Pro is much better than the Canon V1, especially for vlogging. And if you missed it, you can check out my video using this camera for a studio camera. So be sure to check that out right here.